Welcome to the LoTempio PC Law Group, one of our first editions of Meet the Lawyer. We just want to give you a little insight on who we are, how we practice law, and why we practice law. Our first guest will be Andrew Gill, who's been practicing with LoTempio Law Group now for 3.5 years. I've had the opportunity to know Andrew since he was a young kid, actually. I have a very honor of being his father's good friend, that we've known each other for over 20 years. And Andy just happened to be walking by our office one day in the parking lot. I saw him, we talked, and 3.5 weeks later, he was working in our firm.
That's right. I'll never forget it.
So, why did you become a lawyer?
It sounds cliche, but just the opportunity to help people, you know, anytime you can give back, and especially with what we do, anytime a client comes to us, usually they're going through something very stressful, so it's always a great honor to be able to walk them through that process.
So what was it like coming from your background, a police background, and your father was the chief of police in Lancaster? Has that kind of helped you practice?
Absolutely. It gave me a familiarity with the criminal justice system that a lot of people don't see growing up, going on ride-alongs at an early age. My father is also an attorney, so I got both sides of it. I saw the police aspect and the attorney side.
So you've seen it from both sides. What's it like seeing it from both sides?
Well, I mean, it's just it's interesting, and you get both sides of it. You know, seeing the clients we deal with and the hardships that they go through, and lots of times you see someone charged with a crime, but there's a story to that person and how they got to that point, and obviously, police officers, they do have empathy, but they don't quite deal with the people on a personal level like we do.
Well, it's our job. They do their job, and we do our job, right?
Right.
And that's what makes it interesting. And one of the things that we've always talked about is we've always had good relationships with the officers and have been able to work with them throughout my career, certainly. So what other areas of practice do you do?
So, like you said, the criminal stuff, but a big part of my practice is personal injury. And I would say, right now the majority is personal injury. And also, I've been doing a lot of the civil service stuff, a lot of appeals with civil service exams and guiding people through that process, the appeal process, filed Article 78 petitions, so that's become a nice little niche for me also.
That's great. So what kind of personal injury cases are you handling now?
Big one, obviously car accidents. Living where we live, Buffalo, New York, you get a lot of slip and falls in the wintertime, dog bites, you name it. Construction injuries, everything.
So in these, so you also mentioned these civil service appeals. Take us through that process. What kind of cases are they, and what do we do for people?
Sure. So anytime you're applying for a police job or a fire job, typically it's a civil service exam. So you take the test, you get your grade back, and depending on where you score, you begin your background check, your canvassing process. And as part of that, they do, can be a polygraph, can be interviewing your neighbors. There's a number of things. And throughout that process, they can decide whether they want to continue processing you as a candidate, or if something comes up, they can remove you from the list. Now, if you do get removed, you have the opportunity to appeal that with the Civil Service Board. And so what I do is I meet with the client, draft an appeal. I get letters of character references, all the good things that they've done in their life and why they should be placed back on that list. Typically, then you would have a hearing with some type of Civil Service Board, whatever it may be, city, county, and they make a determination from there. Now, if we still can't get you back on the list, or whatever remedy we're seeking, that's not the end of the line. You can still then you file an Article 78 petition challenging the hearing of that board.
Great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your educational background? Why did you go to college? Where did you go to law school?
Sure. I did my undergrad, University of Cincinnati, Bearcats, And then
I knew he was going to say Bearcats.
yeah. And then I took a year or two off. Decided I want to go to law school, and I went to Western Michigan Law School, and finished in 2 years. Went throughout the summer so I could finish quicker. Came back here, took the bar exam, passed, and here I am.
See, in this get to know the attorney, I didn't even know that you did it in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
So what do you besides?
I told you that at our interview.
So what do you do in your off time? What do you like to? Not that I want you to have off time, but what do you do in your off time?
On the rare day off, I like being outdoors. I hunt, I fish, love sports. We go to the Bills games together.
Absolutely.
Spending time with family, friends, checking out new restaurants, all that stuff.
Well, thank you for joining us for Meet the Lawyer at LoTempio PC Law Group. If you have any questions regarding any criminal cases, personal injury cases, or civil service problems, give us a call and talk to Andrew Gill, and we'll be able to help you out. Thank you.
Thank you.